Hi everybody, it's Kay. Happy Sunday, happy Super Bowl Sunday. I don't watch football, so I'm not really excited about it as so many other people. But for those of you who watch football, you're excited about the Super Bowl. I hope your team wins, whoever that may be. I'm in South Carolina, so I hope that the Carolina Panthers win. But I can tell you now, I will not be watching the game. Who knows what I'll be doing, but it won't be watching football. Okay, so let's get into January. I'm looking at Goodreads, and according to Goodreads, I am one book behind in my in my schedule to completing my goal of reading 50 books. But whatever, okay? I think that I not only meet that goal, but that I'll surpass it. So I did have a slow reading month in January. I don't know why. I was just in a slump. But I'll tell you what I read. First was Alert by James Patterson and Road Lawyer by John Grisham. You all are very familiar with Patterson and Grisham, so I'm not even going to go into details on those books. Devoted in Death by J.D. Robb. And many of you are familiar with the In Death series, but I'll tell you that this book, Devoted in Death, to me is one of the better books in this series. I thought it was fantastic. It was one of those where, I couldn't get out of the car. I had to sit there and listen to till I got to a good stopping point. I would just sit there, because I just thought the story was so good. It's about a couple who is on a murderous killing spree, and Eve Dallas and Peabody and Rourke, they're all working together with the FBI and small town police to try to catch this couple who is now in New York City. So it was just very good, very well written, and read by Susan Erickson. Susan Erickson reads all of the books in the In Depth series, and she does such a fantastic job. Not only does she read that, she reads other series books as well. And she read, or narrated, I should say, instead of read, narrated a book that I read last month called Firefly Lane by Kristin Hannan. And she read that story. Yes, she did. Very good job. And Kristin Hannan did a great job in writing the book. What's funny to me though is that when I go on Goodreads, Firefly Lane had, there were people giving it 5 stars and people who were giving it 1 star. And that just goes to show you that we're all so different and we like what we like. And two people could read the same book and not have the same experience. And you know what? It's okay because we're individuals. We like different things. Whatever. Try a book for yourself to see if you like it. Don't just go by the reviews and opinions of other people. So with Firefly Lane, we're taking along a journey, a coming of age stories for two young women. We have Kate and Tully, who are like two peas in a pod, and she takes us through 30 years of their friendship. Now, one thing I can tell you that happened to me as I was, listening to Firefly Lane, I went to the library and picked up another Kristin Hanna, and it was called Firefly. And I started reading the jacket without realizing it was the sequel to Firefly Lane, and it gave me the biggest spoiler. I was like, are you kidding me? But it didn't stop me from finishing Firefly Lane, and then it didn't stop me from checking out Fly Away, and I'm listening to Fly Away in the car right now. And it's good, but the only thing I don't like about this one is that she's flip-flopping between the present and the past, and going back and forth is making me dizzy. That's the only thing I can say I don't like about that book, but other than that, it's very well written. My Sunday school class is reading this book, The Battle Plan for Prayer, and it's not really based on the movie War Room, but it's inspired by it. And I saw the movie War Room on my own, watched it again with my Sunday school class, and so this book is very good. We read like 5 chapters at a time, and it's very encouraging for those who want to improve their prayer life. And I really am enjoying the fellowship with the other ladies in the class, and us encouraging each other and sharing stories and praying together. So I'm really enjoying that one. I'm also reading Africa, the Legacy of Civilization, Christian Principles that became Christian, excuse me, African Principles that became Christian Doctrine by Ron Preston. And the author is coming to our book club meeting this month, so I've got to get on the ball and finish it. It's not a long book, but I haven't been able to finish it because I've been so engrossed in this one. No More Mr. Nice Guy by Carl Weber. I like the Family Business series. I like Carl Weber. Hope to finish this book in the next day or two so I can get it back to the library and so I can start reading this book, The Good Goodbye by Carla Buckley. This was on my TBR. I really don't even know what it's about, but because it was on my TBR and I saw it in the library, I went ahead and picked it up. So I'll talk about this one when I do my February wrap up. And finally, this book right here, I pre-ordered it on Amazon. I saw this couple talk in several interviews talking about their story. I found their story very inspirational. And when I learned they had this book coming out, I definitely knew that I wanted to read it. Even though their ideas, their opinions may be considered by some to be old-fashioned and archaic in this day and age, I was interested in the topic and I'm interested in this couple, so I got the book, Devon Franklin and Megan Good, The Wait. For those of you who don't know, Devon Franklin is an movie executive and Megan Good is an actress. He is also a minister. He was celibate for 10 years before they got together, and she was for maybe like a year, year and a half, something like that. And so when they found each other, they had worked together and they were friends and familiar with each other. But when they really started dating and they found that they were they were on the same path and heading in the right direction, everything just fell together for them. And they didn't want to complicate things by entering into a sexual relationship, especially since both of them were celibate before they got together. Now, a lot of people are going to argue the definition of celibacy and abstinence, and they do I haven't read the book, I just got in the mail yesterday, but on pages 24 and 25 they give their own definition of celibacy, and they say that abstinence is voluntary, but celibacy is not. Celibacy is never voluntary. It's the result of a conscious deliberate choice, and it's abstinence with a vow or faith. It's abstinence with purpose. So anyway, people are going to debate the definition. Doesn't matter. But I think that their story is inspirational. I think it's going to be encouraging and inspiring, and I look forward to reading it. So just like I said, with books, we're all different. We all like different things. There will be some people who don't agree with their stance, and I think it's great. I commend them for taking a stance that is so unpopular in this day and age, and I look forward to reading that book. So, if you read any of these books or if you plan to read any of these books, just comment down below. Let me know. I hope you have a great and wonderful Sunday, and as always, everybody, keep reading.